Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In this video today, we are talking about defending. How you should be defending right now, how you should be defending based on the patches that we've had on FIFA. The game has changed drastically since I've released defending videos earlier in the year. I obviously cover this in different videos, a bit with gameplay tips, tutorials, some more tactic videos. I'll show you how to defend. And then I'll talk about meta defenders. I do videos on all the sorts of meta players in every position. And when I talk about the defenders, I'll talk a bit about it. But this video, we're going to talk about the type of defenders you want. But then most of the video is going to be like actual gameplay examples of how I defend and how I think you guys should defend. And so you should be able to pick up some useful tips that are going to help you become a much better player and concede a lot less goals. So the first place we're starting is with the team. You do not have to have a team as expensive as mine. My defenders here are worth like 1.8 mil. I did get Captivir and Cafe untradeable from the SBCs, but you probably noticed that I'm using quite small but fast centre-backs. At the start of the game, I would never have dreamed of using this guys. I would have only been using lengthy guys because someone like Van Dijk would have felt faster than some of these. But the way the game's gone now, pace as the stat seems to be the only thing that really matters for the most part. It doesn't seem to actually be that relevant, the accelerate type. I'd rather just have players who are higher pace. I think at this point in the game, the minimum you want on a centre-back is 80 pace. And honestly, for a full-back, I want 90 pace, roughly. Generally speaking, you could probably get away with 85 and under because you're going to put a shadow on them. But I want as close to getting to 99 pace as possible when I put a shadow on, that is. So 90 pace is going to get like 8 pace on it. There are usable fullbacks under 90 pace, of course. Like I say, 85 plus is fine. But because you've got a lot of fullbacks who are really quick, you want ones who are going to be able to get near the pace threshold with chem styles. Ability on the ball definitely matters a lot more on the fullbacks. So I'm going to have fullbacks with decent enough dribbling. Skill moves weak, for it's a plus but not essential. For the centre-backs, it's not the be-all and end-all if they're good on the ball or not. You're playing it quite safe with your centre-backs in general. However, when it comes to centre-backs, do look at that, the weak foot, things like that. An example of a really good meta centre-back who's come out now, who's super good value, is the Kara Future Star. Not Future Star, may as well be Future Star Pro, but Phenom. Someone like him, quick, good defending, elite physical, that jumping and strength's amazing, and very good on the ball with good passing. This guy, 5-star weak foot as well, would be probably the best value elite centre-back in the game right now. I would like to try him, but just can't really fit him into my team. That's one of the problems with the chemistry system on FIFA 23. But there, hopefully that gives you an idea of some of the type of defenders I like to be using. Let's get into some actual gameplay clips so I can show you how I'm defending, some examples of when someone's attacking against me, my thought process, and what you should be doing. In this clip here, I'm going to show you an attack that I was defending against and a variety of techniques that I used to defend against it. So, you can see here, I am second man pressing in the middle of the pitch, trying to put some pressure on, trying to make it a little bit harder for my opponent, but it doesn't do a lot. Sometimes it's not always going to work. So in this position there, he passes, gets away. Soon as someone gets down the wing, it's pretty dangerous, and I don't always trust my area to mark it, so I cover it and make sure he can't get in behind. This is especially important against good players who are going to who are going to cover the spaces, going to make sure they've got fast players out wide that you need to cover it. So I cover that. Now that that's covered and he's gone backwards, I mark here. I don't want this guy getting through. You can see here he's done a run, triggered an L1 run, so I'm marking it. And then I'm using the partial team press. That's double tapping R1. That is a useful technique to learn. It basically makes two players apply constant pressure to the nearest man. So you can see here, they get tight. He's going to mark him. In this thing there, I've covered him behind. He's never going to pass that pass in behind now. So the danger's here. I'm controlling my CDM, trying to make it hard for him to get there. I get a little bit unlucky in that situation. He probably shouldn't have made that pass, but I've tried to cover it. And then from there, he's already gone past my midfield. There's no point switching to one of these guys. So I switch to my centre-back to cover the dangerous area. That's around here. Locks onto me. And then from there, there's not a lot he can do. I get the ball back. Watch it back. I've covered the run in behind. Partial team press whilst covering that. I cover the middle here with my CDM. As soon as he's broke through that, I cover there. I'm always looking to cover the most dangerous thing. That's really important, especially post-patch with the way pace is. I'm always looking to cover in behind. That is the most dangerous thing with how good through balls are. I'll try and get my midfielders back into position and use a variety of techniques, whether it be manually switching to cover the run, second man press, partial team press, and just generally cutting passing lanes out. I'll show you another clip to show you some more ways I defend. In this clip here, I'm going to show a mix between passive and aggressive defending. Now, what I mean by that is fairly obvious, I'd hope, but a lot of people only do one or the other. A lot of people either defend so passively it gives their opponent so much time on the ball that they can just do what they want, and you're not really ever going to get the ball back unless your opponent does something really bad. Or people are really aggressive and just dive in constantly, which leaves lots of gaps, which when you do that, it really isn't helpful. It ends up screwing you over and you end up conceding a lot of goals. You want to find a healthy balance between being aggressive and being passive. I tend to find on this game being aggressive works better. It almost stops the through balls, and because dribbling isn't very good on this game and the press when you go higher aggressive tactics is good, it's hard to get out of, it works well, but there are times where you need to be passive, you need to mark the through ball, mark the dangerous things, and it's all very situational. I can't just show you a clip, show you what I do, and then you can use that for everything, but you can pick up the tips and you over time will start to use this and be able to learn how to mix up your defending. So here we are. Okay, clip's about to play. There you go. You can see there, I'm second man pressing, I'm getting tight. It's quite situational in terms of who's on the ball. So in this situation, because it's Vieira on the ball, I know Vieira's not very good on the ball, so I press him harder. If it's Lionel Messi, Neymar on the ball, I might be a little bit more passive. So I press, I get unlucky not to get the ball back here. He does a pass with De Bruyne that is pretty lucky to get through. My guy was next to it. So he's past my midfield now. So I know that I need to switch and cover here. There, he probably should have gone to that guy. But when he's in that position, I know here that I do not need in that position to switch to this guy because he's just going to turn away probably. He doesn't, and I maybe could have got the ball. But generally speaking, I want to second man press so I can cover a passing lane in a more dangerous area. So I want to cover around here. I'm partial team pressing to try to cover some runs. But then I know once he's turned there, he's going to pass to this guy. So you can see my defender that I'm controlling. Let's go back. I can see he's going to pass there. So I know he's going to go there. So I dive in. This is where it's aggressive. I was passive at first by second man pressing with him and covering this danger area. But then I was aggressive by knowing he's going to go here. And you can see I instantly run there, press tackle and get the ball back. Balancing that aggression with passive defending is going to make a huge difference. So many people don't do this properly. They do one or the other. Learn when to be passive and mark the dangerous thing in behind. Like the first clip I showed in this video, I said you do have to be passive sometimes. If there's space in behind, you have to mark the most dangerous thing. You can't just let people get into really dangerous positions and play through balls in behind. If you just don't mark them, people are going to abuse you with pace on this game. But if you're really aggressive and only dive in on them, then you're going to leave space as well. Learn when to be aggressive, learn when to be passive. It will make a huge difference to your game. For the final clip here, I'm going to show you something that I see all the time when I'm doing coaching lessons with people. They don't mark the runs in behind quick enough. And honestly, that's probably one of the most common ways people concede on this game. So you can watch here. In this example here, I nearly cover that pass. That was good defending by me and I get unlucky not to cover the pass. My opponent here has got mid R9, so pretty dangerous, someone you want to be marking generally. I could either run and try and intercept the pass, or try, by that I mean block it basically before it even gets going with Carlos Albo, or mark the pass in behind. I don't think it's guaranteed that I'm going to get the ball if I go with Carlos Albo, so I mark the running behind. A lot of people there would press, not get there, R9 gets ahead, and then it's too late. Here, I switch to the last man with right stick defending. Generally speaking, the middle of the pitch around here, I'm always using right stick defending. Right stick switching even. I only really use L1 if there's a man right next to the ball that I want to switch to quick, or around the box where I have to be very quick with it. Here though, I know he's obviously going to do a through ball of R9. R9's put his arm out. He's definitely going to try running behind. I sweep it. Probably should get the ball here, but my defender, I can see he's not going to lock on. So because the ball's in there, I'm not going to lock on. I just cover him behind, keep running backwards, and get the ball off him. So many people in that position would just not cover it, or they'd press too aggressive, make a mistake, leave that in behind, and R9's in for an easy goal. Covering the through balls is key on this FIFA. If you can't do that, you're going to have a bad time when you start playing people with quick teams. That's most players, and just using good players in general. Hopefully this video has helped you out, guys. Helped you learn a bit more about defending on FIFA 23, how to defend a bit better post-patch. Appreciate you guys watching. As always, thank you for the support. Keep it spicy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.